Welcome to today's class. Today we'll discuss about acceleration due to gravity, its numerical, and one formula to prove from acceleration due to gravity is equals to gm by r square. Now you can see over here. Let's recall gravitation force. The force of attraction between any two masses having a finite distance is called gravitation force, and it is given by F equals to gm1 m2 by d square. Next we have learned gravity. Gravity, we generally say gravity is the force of attraction between an object and a planet towards its center. I want to show you the figure from here. This is an object. Let me have pen. This is an object and it is attracted. This object has mass small m, and this capital M is the mass of this planet. Now this object is attracted by this planet, so we have gravity, the force of attraction between small object and the planet towards its center. It always moves towards the center. If the object is here, it tries to move this side. If the object is here, it tries to move this side due to effect of gravity. So the definition is the force of attraction between an object and a planet towards its center. It's called gravity. And also we have the formula W equals to mg by r square. This is the formula where g is the gravitation constant, m is the mass of planet, small m is the mass of an object, and r square is the distance between the object and the center of planet. Now generally we have learned F equals to ma. If a body moves horizontally, then we use the formula F equals to ma. A is the acceleration. Similarly, if a body moves up and down, we generally take force equals to mg, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. Now, if this object is here, it experiences a force, then obviously there is a acceleration. That acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity. Now we define acceleration due to gravity in this way. Let's go down. Acceleration due to gravity. If gravity is a force, this is a force, and the acceleration produced by an object falling towards the center of planet or heavenly body is called acceleration due to gravity. Or you can also say simply the acceleration produced by a falling object towards the center of planets or heavenly body is called acceleration due to gravity. So let us see the example from here. This object is over here. It will try to move down. And it will produce an acceleration. That acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity. So simple definition is the acceleration produced by an object while falling towards the planet or towards the center of a planet. Let's go back, and now the unit acceleration has unit meter per second square. You have learned in grade 9 acceleration. Similarly here acceleration due to gravity also has unit meter per second square, and we should remember some value, and if you remember this value, it will come handy to solve some numericals. Acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth is 9.8 meter per second, or you can take 10 meter per second. Acceleration due to gravity, small g generally refers to acceleration due to gravity. To make it clear, small g refers to acceleration due to gravity. So g on the moon surface is 1.67 meter per second square, and g on the surface of Jupiter is 25 meter per second square. Try to memorize this value. Let's go down. Now concept on acceleration due to gravity. We are taking this planet. This planet has mass m, and there is a small object O on the surface of a planet. We are not taking the object far away from the surface. This is called the surface of a planet, and the distance between the center of mass and the center of planet and the center of mass is r. Generally this distance is very small. We neglect with respect to r. That's why let us consider a mass of planet be m and small object m is on the surface of the planet. The distance between these two mass is r. Now the force of attraction or gravity is given by Newton's law of gravitation. So that's why we get F equals to gm1 m2 by r square. And secondly, the force experienced by small object. From here it is clear that if an object is here and try to fall down, what is its force? Force we say mg, because here we say mg, force equals to mg. In the same way, weight equals to force or equals to mg. Now go back here, F equals to mg. We got two force, equation 1 and equation 2. Now let's equate this equation 1 and equation 2. Let me change my ink. Now equating this 2 and 1, we get mg equals to gmm by r square. And I'm not writing this now, I'm just cancelling this. Last time I found you were writing similarly what I wrote over here. That's why no need to write over here. Just I have written over here. Just cancel this small m and small m. Small m is the mass of an object, where a capital M refers to the mass of a planet. So you will get g equals to gm by r square. And also one thing we should remember, g is constant, m is also constant, because we take on this earth, if this is earth, and if we are dealing regarding the earth, all the objects over here. So what is here, whether this is a large mass or a small mass, we don't care, but the mass of the planet is same mass of, that is the mass of earth. Similarly, in the case of Jupiter, the mass is the same. So taking the why, if we do the experiment regarding the earth, we should take this mass of the earth or mass of any planet is also constant. So that's why we get g is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. We read this as inversely proportional, that is r square is inversely proportional to g is inversely proportional to r square. This is the one question you might get regarding 4 or 3 marks questions to prove g equals to, let's go up. You may get the question like prove g is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. I think it is clear now. Let's go down. The main thing regarding today's class is proving g is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. Just we took two formula, F equals to, using this formula of gravity, using the concepts of weight, and we equate the both, and we got acceleration due to gravity is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. Now here is one numerical problem. Calculate the acceleration due to gravity of a planet whose mass is this and radius is this. This is regarding our earth. Earth has a mass this one and the radius is this. To solve these questions, first we should convert this kilometer into meter. So I have written mass equals to this much and also radius equals to the kilometer. Now try to convert in meter, multiply by 1000, you are getting this, and I just wrote in significant number, scientific number notation, 6.4 10 to the power 6 meter. Now we know the formula g equals to gm by r square. If you are told to write the short questions or have the mathematical inference, in that case only use g is inversely proportional to r by 1 by r square. To calculate anything quantitatively or mathematically, we should use the equation type of formula in any cases. That's why use g equals to gm by r square. Now put all those values, you are getting 9.77 meter per second. That's why we use 9.8 meter per second as an acceleration due to gravity on the earth. Similarly, if you keep the mass of moon and its radius, you will get I have written over here, you will get 1.67 for moon, and similarly for Jupiter 25 meter per second square. Jupiter planet has a large mass and radius is also larger. Now again here comes a small the extension of the same formula. This is a mass of earth or a mass of any planet, and if this is the radius, and what is the value of g? G equals to gm by r square. G equals to gm by let me write it down again, gm by r square. It means that acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the planet, this is at the surface, because you are calculating g over here and calculating over g over here, and this distance is also r. That's why calculating over here is the same thing. If it is spherical, it means that gravity acceleration due to gravity on the surface. If I mean to write surface, it is at the surface. Now what is the value of acceleration due to gravity at the height? Or you might get the one question, calculate the acceleration due to gravity at the top of Everest. It means the height comes over there. Now the same problem is over here. This is also r, and this is also r, and this is the height h. Generally h refers to, note it down and listen to me carefully. H refers to the height from the surface of the planet. Height from the surface of the planet. From the surface of the planet. And this over here. Now you want to calculate over here, and let us consider this also the same height h. Now I will make one circle. Why? Throughout this circle the acceleration due to gravity will be the same. So I am making this circle, a blue circle. You are looking there, a blue circle. Now what is the value of acceleration due to gravity over here is always g equals to, write it down, equals to gm. It's clear, gm by distance from the center of a planet to the center of the object. Actually is that one. So let me change in, I will use red one. This is the center of a planet. This is a planet. This is a planet. Planet or a satellite, or you can say anything, but they are very large mass. And over here, now what is this distance? Actually the distance till here to here is r, and here to here is h. So you can write r plus h whole square. R plus h. How r plus h whole square came here? I think you understood. I want to say it again because this is the main thing you should know. Actually g refers to gm by r square. Generally r square means the distance from the center of planet to the center of object. So this is the center of planet and this is the center of object. Let's go again to the upper slide. See here, here also r, generally g equals to gm by r square, means from the center of this planet to the center of this object. But here is a little distance between these. We ignore this one because this is very less. 1 centimeter or 1 meter with respect to 1000 kilometer is neglected. Okay, this is the one of the most asked questions in grade 10. Where there is more weight, poles or equator? Now the question is asking where there is more weight, or sometimes this question might be asked where there is more g, where there is more acceleration due to gravity, pole or equator. And earth is not perfectly sphere, so this is not the perfectly sphere. The distance between this is pole and this is the equator. This radius is small and this radius is big. And from this formula we have learned previously, what we can conclude is g is inversely proportional to 1 by r square. I need to write here r square. Okay, now see here, if this distance is higher, gravity will be lower. Sorry, I should not say gravity, we should say acceleration due to gravity will be low. And if the acceleration due to gravity is low, weight is also directly proportional to g. Why? Because we can write the weight equals to mg, and mass is generally constant, so w is directly proportional to g. Using this mathematical formula, we are going to answer these questions in the same way. We are writing the earth is not perfectly sphere, so radius of equator is more than the radius of pole. We have this formula. I am just rewriting this formula. Also g is inversely proportional to the square of radius. It means that if the radius of equator is more, means acceleration due to gravity is less. Thus g is more at pole than equator. Now I think you understood how the book or how the teacher writes it directly, but its answer is over here. See here, if the radius, if the radius distance is low, acceleration due to gravity will be more, and if the radius distance will be large, acceleration due to gravity will be low. That's why g is more at pole than equator, because it depends upon this relation. And see here, first fact is this one, radius of equator is greater than radius of pole, and second relation we know this one, So from this, concluding from this pure mathematical expression, we could conclude G is more at pole than equator. Also, weight is directly proportional to uh, G or acceleration due to gravity. Therefore, weight is more at pole than equator. I think you understood. This is the one of the most important question asked. If you told me to repeat again, I will answer in this way. Earth is not perfectly sphere. Radius of equator is greater than radius of pole. Also, G is inversely proportional to 1 square of distance. So, the G at pole is more. As W is directly proportional to G, weight is more at pole than equator. That is the answer. And let's go back here. And now let's do some questions. On what factor acceleration due to gravity depends? It depends upon this. Let me have my pen. Okay, this one is the answer. Inversely proportional square of distance. We are saying a lot of time. G refers to acceleration due to gravity. What happens G when the radius decreases? I think from here also we can conclude that answer. If radius decreases, G value increases because they are inversely proportional. G value increases. And we don't talk about G. This is the constant one. So G increases, means this one is the answer. Let's go down, and I have given this as an homework. Calculate the acceleration due to gravity at a height 8 from the surface of the whose mass is this and the earth. It means that you are making earth. This is the earth, and this radius is given. This radius is given as this value, and calculate the acceleration due to gravity at height from the surface. Now let me change my ink so that it will help you to understand. Now this value, surface of the height, this distance is given as this. Sorry, let me erase a bit. Oh, okay. Now see, this value is given over here. This is the surface of the. Now what is the value of G over here? We can write G equals to. We can write G equals to Gm. Similarly, I have discussed the same formula above also. Gm by r plus h whole square. Since from here to here the distance is r, and from here to here the distance is here, it doesn't mean and this is small, so distance is less, and this is larger, distance is more. No, just a symbol, r plus h. Just we are adding all the distance. Then we should write whole square, because the formula says we should write whole square. Now put the value. G value is 6.67 in 10 to the power minus 11. You know that one. This value you know clearly. You have learned. You have doing this since from first day. And a mass of the earth is given over here. See, and the radius is also given, and height is also given. So put here, and you will get the value. Some value like I guess 9.56 like that. And things to be noted, I think you noted it down. What is acceleration due to gravity, and you could solve the numericals. We have solved two numericals, and also prove G equals to Gm by r square, or G is inversely proportional to r square. We have proved all these things. Now let's talk about regarding two questions from here, r square. Okay, without any delay, let's complete it fast. Let's go down. Here is a though it is a thank you slide. Read one questions. Why we get hot when we fall from a height? If you fall from a significant height, or a very high, tall, if you fall from a tall tree or a tall house, why you get hot? The reason, mathematical reasons, we should give the reasons. The reason is, b square equals to u square plus 2gh, and generally at height, this initial velocity should be 0. Okay, I rub it out. I think I should write it again. Initial velocity should be u square. Initial velocity should be 0. Why 0 means, at a height, if you throw any object from a height, u will be 0. No need to put the velocity while throwing, just drop it out, it will fall. So no need to give velocity. And if height increases, final velocity increases. If final velocity increases, then you will get hot. That is the reason you should write. And another questions, and another most important questions, I say, which object will you fall faster when you drop from the height? It means that you are given a big mass and a small mass. Which will you fall faster? It means that G is, write the formula, H equals to you are dropping from the height, h equals to ut plus 1 by 2 gt square. Okay, gt square. Which one will fall faster means the question is asking us time, gt square. Now initial velocity should be 0 because while dropping from a height, you should no need to give initial velocity. From here the equation 2h by g equals to t square. So make right here root over and equals to t. I think it's clear. You know the mathematics. If you have any problem, you can inbox me in messenger. I will give you the answer. From here, the height is same. The both object, this big, whether this is a big ball or a small ball, both are falling from the same height. This height is same. Now g also write the formula. G equals to gm by r square. It doesn't depends upon the small mass. It depends upon the where in what place the experiment is done, whether on Earth's surface or Mars or Moon or Jupiter. So it depends upon the planet you are doing the experiment. So we are doing both experiment on Earth. So this mass is also constant, and gg by r square, the radius is also will be the same. That's why g is also independent of mass. So you can conclude one thing: g is independent of mass. So from here the both will fall at the same time. Both will fall at the same time. But there is one restriction. What is the restriction? I will discuss within last 2 minutes because our lecture is going a bit lengthier. Let's do it fast. This is the one questions, analytical questions from our learning. See here, air is given in this vessel. It is all closed and here is empty one. So air is over there, and coin and feather, if both are drop, coin and feather are drop, it means drop. Which one will fall faster? This is the question, and the answer is coin will fall faster. Obviously, coin will fall faster. And in the same question, same criteria, if the air is taken, all the air from this drop from this vessel is taken out by using a vacuum pump or other things, and it will, if it is maintained at a vacuum, which one will fall faster? This is a coin, and this is a feather. Both will fall at the same time. Both fall at the same time. Both will fall. Yeah, I have written the both will fall at the same time. In this case, both will fall at the same time. In this case, coin will fall first. Why? Because the air resistance is over here. Air resistance for coin is less and air resistance for feather is more. That's why coin will first fall faster. But in case of vacuum, there is no air resistance. And also think one thing you should remember is Earth only has atmosphere. So air resistance is present only in Earth, not other planets or any other satellites. So I am ending the today's lecture. Just think that air resistance is present on the Earth's surface. If there is air resistance, then the two different mass will not fall at the same time. That is not due to different accretion due to gravity. That is due to air resistance. But in case of vacuum, all the different masses will also fall at the same time. Thank you for listening. Thank you.